The Razor's Edge. It is the year 1919. The narrator, W. Somerset Maugham, is in the beautiful, windy city of Chicago. Then, out of the blue, an old friend calls by the name of Elliot Templeton, an American who currently lives in Paris, invites Maugham to lunch with him and his sister, Miss Bradley. Elliot Templeton is an extravagant character booming with wealth and popularity after World War I and is constantly looking after his sister and niece. Maugham describes Elliot as a helpful and obliging person. At the luncheon, Maugham is introduced to Miss Bradley, Isabel, and Lawrence Durrell. Isabel is the daughter of Miss Bradley and the niece of Elliot. She possesses extreme beauty and her heart belongs to Lawrence Durrell. Lawrence Durrell, Larry for short, is a symbol of a soldier who suffers post-war mental effects as a result of being an aviator in World War I. At a later dinner, Maugham meets more of Isabel's acquaintances, including Gray Maturin. Gray Maturin, his physical appearance being a big fellow with heavy eyebrows and clear, very blue eyes, is the son of one of the richest men in Chicago, Henry Maturin, who is a wealthy stockbroker. After having returned from the war, Larry decides not to attend college. With everyone worried about his future, he is offered a job from Henry Maturin and immediately turns down the offer, even with the peer pressure of Miss Bradley and Elliot urging him to take the job. With no job, Larry decides to take off to Paris and Isabel agreeing to wait for him a couple of years when he loafs and seeks answers in Paris. The idea of loafing aggravates Miss Bradley a great deal since she thinks loafing will hurt the high expectations of her daughter as a result of being in such a wealthy class. Elliot then leaves Chicago to go back to his home in the city of Paris. Soon after, Isabel and Miss Bradley take off to the city of Paris to stay with their family member Elliot Templeton. Although Larry does not want any part of Elliot's Paris, meaning he doesn't wish to spend time with Elliot's wealthy upper-class hobbies, Larry now decides to live in the Latin Quarter and spends time gaining knowledge through reading books almost 8 to 10 hours a day. One day, Isabel goes to visit Larry in his new living space. When she observes how he lives, she breaks off the engagement they have had for a while. Although the engagement had been broken off, both Isabel and Larry act very calmly, and when Isabel asks Larry if he wanted to break off the engagement in the first place, he says no. However, they both agree to be friends since there is no reason to express the hatred towards one another. On the other hand, Miss Bradley and Elliot conspire to send Isabel to London so she has a chance to marry a wealthy upper-class man. Isabel has a long conversation with Maugham, who thinks it's pretty clear that Larry is seeking God. Isabel later confesses that she was planning to seduce Larry to eventually trick him into marrying her. There is no doubt that Isabel has feelings of extreme love toward Larry. She does not understand why he wants to loaf in Paris and travel the world with minimum money of $3,000 a year.